This is Sarah. So today I'm going to record a few videos, three videos about GIS, ArcGIS, the interface and navigation. Also, I'm going to talk about data acquisition and data management. I'm going to talk about projection. So please be with me. I will put them as separate videos, and I hope you enjoy it and you learn from these videos. So the first thing that I'm going to talk about is ArcMap interface, and navigation. So ArcGIS includes a few programs, including ArcMap. ArcMap is the main program in ArcGIS, and it's the most important thing that we are working with. The other program is ArcCatalog, which is embedded in ArcMap, and I will show you. So most of you have downloaded ArcGIS and have it on your computer, or you work with that in the computers, in the remotely with the computers computers in the computer lab. So when you install ArcMap, you can find it here. You can type ArcMap and find it, or you can bring a shortcut to your desktop so that you have quick access to ArcMap. So let's open ArcMap and just double click. It's ArcMap 10.8.1. So when you open it, if you have a recent file that you work with, that's the first thing that's displayed here. You can just click here and go to that file, or you can basically open a new map. And I'm going now to open a new map. So click here and open a blank map. Okay. So when you open a blank map, this is the interface, and this is how you see the ArcMap. So I'm going to talk a little bit about different the standard toolbar, different menus, and what's the application of each, and then I'm going to show you how to add a layer. So if you look here, basically this is the main toolbar. This is a standard toolbar that you see in all other programs, in many other programs as well, such as File. When you click here, you can open create a new file, open an existing one, save as, and so on. So you are familiar with that. Edit, redo, undo, copy, paste. We will talk about views later. Insert, selection, geoprocessing is the main tab that we are going to work with in the future. I'm not going to talk about it this time, but this is a very important tab. And Windows, I will talk about it later. Then we have the main toolbar. The main toolbar, again, whatever we have in the file, under the file, we have it here: new, open, save as, and print. And this yellow diamond that you see with a cross on top, that's add data. And I'm going to go back to that shortly, but let's talk about it later. You also see these tabs. ArcCatalog, I will talk about it today. Table of content basically is this table of contents. So whenever you cannot see this table of contents, you can click here, or you can go to Windows. Let's say we don't have the table of contents, click here to bring it back, or you can go to Windows and table of contents to bring it back and pin it here. ArcCatalog, I will talk about it, and this is the main thing that we are going to work with, ArcToolbox, in the future in this course. Then we have other tools, such as other navigation tools, such as zoom in, zoom out, pan, zoom extent, and different zoom tools, um, selection tool, identity tool, and so on. I will show you how to work with each of these today. And then table of contents that will show us different layers and order and organization of these layers. But for now, let's go back to this add data button, and when you click on this triangle, we can add data, the data that we have downloaded, or we can go and add a base map. We can work with the base map. So if you're connected to internet, these base maps only work when you're connected to internet. The base maps, however, need more bandwidth than other types of data, because these base maps basically show the entire globe, and sometimes it slows down whatever we do in GIS. So I usually don't recommend you to bring base maps as the background, because sometimes it's when you're working at home, it may make the ArcGIS slow down, and it's not very effective. But if you're working in a university, or you have a wider bandwidth, you can work with that. So let's add the base map. We have different types of base maps, National Geographic, topographic, and so on. Let's work with the street base map and add it here. Okay, so we have this street base map. This is the map of the entire globe, and basically it's a very heavy base map. We talked about, so let's see if we can zoom in on Denver, and I show you how we can navigate through this space map. So let's work with this zoom in tool. So when you click here, this zoom in tool is about drawing a rectangle and then zoom in on that rectangle. So I draw a rectangle here. Okay, and now I see Denver. Draw another rectangle here. So as you see, when we zoom in, you can see more and more details. So now we are over Denver, and you can see all the streets in details. This is great, right? So we zoom in. You can use also this fixed zoom in, this kind of incremental zoom in and zoom out. So you can zoom in even more, you can zoom out. The other way to zoom in and zoom out is if you have a mouse, which I totally recommend. You have a mouse when you're working with GIS, kind of like similar to AutoCAD. It's pretty hard without a mouse. You can zoom in and zoom out by turning the wheel, the mouse wheel. However, that's the opposite way that we do it in AutoCAD. So in AutoCAD, when you drag the mouse toward, when you turn the wheel towards yourself, it zooms out. In GIS, however, it zooms in. And similarly, when you turn the wheel, the other way it's in AutoCAD is it zooms in, but in GIS it zooms out. Okay, the other important thing, the other very important tool that we have here is that map scale. And this map scale that you see here is not architectural scale, it's a planning scale. That means that we don't have any units for that. In the architectural scale, as you remember, for instance, 1/16 of an inch equals to 1 foot. So the units are different at both sides. However, here when we say 1 to 60,000, that means that 1 meter is 60,000 meter in reality. 1 meter here is 60,000 meter in reality. 1 inch here is 60,000 inches in reality. 1 foot here is 60,000 fit in reality, and so on. So that's that's an important thing to remember. So here, if this is 1 to 60,000 right now, maybe I can change it to 1 to 50,000, because that's a better scale. No, actually it didn't work. 1 to 100,000. So I zoomed out. 1 to 24,000 zooms in. And then you can customize this list. You can add more scale to that. So 1 to 50,000 did not work because I hadn't added that scale here. Okay, so we have different ways to zoom in by dragging that rectangle or zoom out, and also this incremental zooming in, zooming out. And this is the full extent, zoom extent actually. So when you click here, basically we go back to the first zoom, and it shows the entire data set that we have. Again, go back to here and zoom in on Denver. Okay. And then I can change it to 1 to 100,000. That's great. So that was about zooming in, zooming out. Then we have the pan tool. So we can basically move the map and go to different parts of the map using this pan tool, which is very effective. I will talk more about these other tools like selection tool, identity, and so on later. But for now, you just learned how to navigate through the map. One thing that's important is to save the file at any point. So go here and save the file and give it a name, or Control S, you can save the file, and when you save the file, the name of the file will appear here. So you can see the name of the file. The other important thing that I wanted to talk about are these two views. So similar to AutoCAD, we have data view and we have layout view. In AutoCAD, we had model view and layout view, but here we have data view. So data view is basically the view that's it's data view, so where we work with data, manipulate data, and so on. And the layout view is this view, basically the view that we use for publishing our maps and for printing our maps. So you can simply, in layout view, you will learn about it later, but you can simply set up the page, the size of the page. You can work with the size of this map. You can work with the scale of this map, and you can also go to insert and add a title, add some text and description, legend, north arrow, scale bar, and so on. We will talk about all these things later in another video, but this is the difference between layout view and map and data view. So we work in data view when we want to do any spatial analysis and so on. That was another thing that I wanted to talk about. And here, when you add these check marks, or you can turn on and turn off different layers. Just very simply. Okay, so this is the interface of ArcMap and how we navigate through ArcMap. And I wanted to talk about this today. In the next video, I'm talking about data acquisition and data management. Thank you so much for watching this video.